Hello and welcome back to Fan Geektastic. Today I'm going to be working on this Batman issue number 12. If you take a good look at it, you'll see that it is not in the best of conditions. Sorry, turn on another light in here. That'll help get rid of some of the shadow. If you look right along her leg, you should be able to see right there. There's a crease. There's another one up here. Let's see. There's one up here at the corner. There's a bunch of spine ticks. Now, I'm not going to be able to make this thing into like a 9.0 or anything to that effect. There's just too much damage to it. But some of these non-color breaking, well, pretty much all of the non-color breaking I should be able to get out. This one, to me, does not appear to need humidity to get those out. If you look at the back, you can see that crease here. There's some damage, color loss. More color loss here from someone with some really dirty hands, probably reading through the comic book. More damage here at the bottom. Another crease. There is a lot to be done to this, but that right there looks like a rip, but it's just color break. Now up here, that is a very, very short little rip. So there's a lot of stuff that has been done to this comic book over the years. And I'm not going to be able to get it up to anything too terribly high. But if I can bring up the... If I can make it a little smoother, bring up the reflectivity, then I should be able to bring it up half a point, maybe a full point. And yeah, let's see what I can do. Alright, we're going to start off by putting the backing boards in place. Now, I've watched several videos of other people showing how to press comic books, and some of the information I find helpful. Other information I don't understand what they're going for. You got to find the center staples, and you put two backing boards in, preferably one on each side of the staples, so that the inside pages don't press into the staples. And you're going to open up the front cover, and you're going to put in with the laminated side facing towards the cover, and then you're going to take the other one, laminated side facing towards the cover, and you're going to do the same thing on the back. Laminated side facing the cover, and pushed up against it. Laminated side facing the cover. And I use currently I'm using Silver Age. The Golden Age ones do work a little bit better, but I've run out of them, and with all that's going on at the moment, my comic book stores are not getting their shipments the way that they usually do. So I'm kind of stuck without stuck without it. And I'm working with what I got. Now the Silver Age does work good for this particular one because of the fact that it is bigger. Let me get this thing to turn. Okay, I got it on my press, and currently it's heating up. I'll put my Teflon over top. Now I put the backing boards on top because I don't want anything that's unlevel or may have dimples or scratches or anything like that to come into even remotely close contact with the cover of the comic book. Because any imperfections in whatever's coming in contact will transfer onto your comic book. And when you're trying to make it as smooth as possible, it's better to just use up a backing board and make sure that you have a nice flat surface. Alright, my press has just told me that it's got up to temperature. I'm going to go ahead and move it into place. In case you can't see it, I do my pressing for this particular type of comic with the newsprint at 76 degrees Celsius, which is about 202 degrees Fahrenheit. It may sound a little hot, but it actually works best. The majority of the comic books that I've tried at lower temperatures, it has a tendency to not to take out all of the non-color breaking wrinkles. Whereas at higher temperatures, it actually has a tendency to make it want to warp after you take it out. Even after it's cooled off, it's like it expands too much, and then whenever you go to let it cool off, it contracts at different rates, and it causes more of a wave effect across the comic. So I found that 76 degrees is the perfect temperature for my machine. Now, some other people, they may come with a different temperature because it works better on their machine for comics, and that could just be, depending on how well the heat transfers around on the plate. So we'll give it 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and we will flip it over. All right. As you can hear, it is done on one side. So we'll go ahead and open that up, swing it out, pick it up from the side, well, top and bottom, and then flip it over. Put the Teflon sheet back on, and we'll swing this thing back over and go ahead and press it back down. And we got another 10 minutes. Alright, we're done with the second round of 10. So we'll go ahead and end that. Open this up. Swing you out. And then we will take this comic book, spine side, and we will stick it in the book. This is the same book that I used to show the pressing of the trading card box. Now, I want to make sure that this thing stays nice and flat, so I'm going to put one of my other books on top of it. Give it a little extra smoosh. And you have to wait until it cools back down to room temperature, and then I generally let it sit for a while longer after that. On average, I will leave the comic book sitting inside of that book for about 6 hours. It'll cool down in less time than that, but I want to make sure that everything has evened out and it's cooling with the same pressure. So the more time, the better, which is why some people recommend, leaving pressure on it for 24 hours. I've heard people say that, they leave it for like 48, which is 24 hours on one side, and then they press the other side, and then they leave that for 24 hours. Kind of ridiculous to me, because you're reheating the side that you just got done flattening. So I do it this way. It works for me. It works for every book that I've tried it on. Now, with some of the newer comic books with the glossy pages, not the newsprint, you have to do a couple extra steps to make sure that they don't get messed up, because in 200-degree heat, they will make all the pages stick together. So if you don't separate the pages, you're going to have some issues with your book cracking whenever you go to open it from all the pages sticking. So we will come back to this in about midnight. All right, we have reached our cool down point. Let me get this book out of the way. And we will go ahead and open this up and pull out the one we've been pressing, and let's see what she looks like. See if I'll have to put her back in. Not too bad. It's got a lot more shine to it. If you look at the crease over here, it did have a color break, so you can still see where the line is. This one down here you can still see because it also had color break, but the one that was over here is completely gone. The one that was here is gone. The one that was here is gone. Let's flip it over and take a look at the back. And I still got the one down here. You can still see it because it also was a color break. It's showing a lot more shine because it's not reflecting in 300 different directions now. And this color break is still showing. And all in all, it does look like I probably brought it up at least 0.5, probably a full point. So it's probably a 4 or 5, maybe a 5. So I will take this back to Brian at Odyssey Comics and Cards, since now this is his book, and I will find out what he thinks. Thank you for joining me today on this brief tutorial of how I do comic book pressing. If you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe for everything that we geek out about, everything we are a fan of. I'm Fan Geektastic, and I'll be here for you.